We are live.
Are we live? Are we live?
We are live. Are we live?
Hey, we're live.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Hear you. I can hear you.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Are you there? Hello?
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, Aaron?
What's going on? We are back live again. It's Booze Dancing TV live on a Saturday night. How you like that?
Yeah. Are we alive?
We are alive. We're alive, but we're tired. That's us. We're always tired.
We're always tired.
I'm always tired.
We're always tired. We're old men.
We are old men.
But that's okay.
It's a country for old men. Is that the movie?
So there is a country for old men.
There is a country. It's called...
Wait. We're not talking about that.
In California. No, different movie. Different
movie. Okay.
Different show.
So this is the What We Watch When We Drink podcast. This is a live recording.
Correct, but this is the One Show, One Drink subsidiary thereof.
Yeah.
Because we're only doing one show and one drink.
Exactly. Before we get to that, shall we roll the intro?
Sure, roll the intro.
All right, let me do that. Let me get to the intro. Where's the intro? God damn it, where'd it go?
Where is the production staff?
Hold on.
Where's the control room?
I'm looking. You know the problem is this screen's not 4K. I can't see it.
Oh, you need to get 4K.
4G.
4K.
You know why? Go big.
What? Or go home.
But I'm already home. So, all right, I'm rolling the intro.
Go upstairs.
Okay. Here we go. Welcome to One Show, One Drink, part of the What We Watch When We Drink podcast from the Booze Dancing Entertainment Network, where we take one show or film and pair it with one boozy beverage. If you enjoy this show, please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Audible, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can also find us on boozedancing.com, and if you have any questions, comments, show or drink suggestions, email us at boozedancing@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Hey, we're back.
Yo, welcome to semi-professionalism.
Well, what do you get for...
Nothing.
We don't pay much, so that's a problem.
I don't think we pay anything. That might be the problem.
That would not be much. That would be the essence of not much.
Exactly. So how are you?
We are good. We are good. We are live again. The Booze Dancing Entertainment Network is live. We've been doing a couple live lately. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know.
Yeah. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Where else are we? BoozeDancing.com.
And yes, on the blog. Always on the blog.
It's on the blog. It's on the website. This is part of the What We Watch When We Drink podcast, your unofficial podcast of record of the NBA draft, which is this coming Thursday.
Oh, and by the way, congrats to the Golden State Warriors.
Congrats to the Golden State Warriors. Their fourth championship in 8 years, I believe, or 10 years. A bit of a dynasty. It's pretty amazing. And they're fun to watch. And since I'm a Laker fan, I'm very happy because they beat the dreaded Boston Celtics. So,
well, I get you. Hey, I'm a
very
Sixers guy. So, same thing.
Yeah, same thing. West Coast, baby. West Coast, baby. We're going to turn this little disaster that we call
a podcast,
live show, into a one show, one drink podcast. So you can download it at your leisure at another date. And it's gonna be fun tonight. We have a good movie to watch and we have a good whiskey to drink. Correct?
Yes. So
by the way, before you go, I want people to know this.
I'm not going anywhere.
We get lots of cards and letters, and our vast listening and watching audience. There's in these cards and letters. There's just one thing they always talk about.
Yes.
They always want more content, and they specifically want more sports-related content. It's weird. Now, they don't go into a lot of detail because it's hard. Well, they might, but it's hard to read through the crayon. But they want more sports. So tonight we're going to give that to them. We are going to talk a little bit of sports with our movie du jour. Correct. And it
is Hustle, which was recently released on Netflix starring Adam Sandler. And what's the guy's name? Juancho Hernan Gomez. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And they are the stars. It also has Queen Latifah, Ben Foster, and a host of NBA stars.
And produced and produced in part by LeBron James and Maverick Carter's production company.
Yep.
So there's a basketball NBA thread running through a basketball NBA thread movie,
And
from all angles.
And here's the beauty of it: a lot of it's filmed in Philadelphia.
It's a Philadelphia-based story, and it's a Philadelphia shot story. Correct?
Yep. But before we get into all that
Lots
detail,
of places.
what are we drinking?
Wow. And there's a slight Pennsylvania connection here.
Correct.
We are drinking a collaborative effort single cask whiskey from the Single Cask Nation folks, our friends there, and also the Water of Life Film folks.
Yes.
And this is their what is it actually called? Is it called Wolf Island?
Well, I'm on a liquor store website in San Francisco, and
I think it's
they call it the
generic term.
They call it Single Cask Nation, the Water of Life Whiskey.
Yeah, and I think the short term nickname is Wolf Island, WOLF, Water of Life, and it's an island whiskey. So I think that's undisclosed island distillery. So that's how they come up with the nickname. Correct.
So you want me to read the little blurb they have here about it?
Let's see.
No tasting notes.
Go ahead. I don't have. Go ahead. I don't have it in front of me.
It says this whiskey was produced from 6 casks, most being comprised of a 9-year cask and a 7-year cask, 5 of them being unpeated and 1 of them being lightly peated. All 6 casks were aged in first fill bourbon barrels at the distillery. So that's the story.
And we don't know, it's undisclosed. We don't know the distillery. Island there are a lot of islands off the coast of Scotland, so it could be a number of different places. It's not an isla. I think we can pretty much safely assume it's not an isla.
I mean, it could be Jura. It could be where's Tobermory? Mull.
Talisker, Mull. Yeah, it could be.
It could be the Isle of Skye. It could be anything.
Could be what's the one in the north where Highland Park is? Orkney.
Oh yeah, Orkney.
Yep. So yeah, we don't know exactly. And we should say that the producers of the Water of Life film documentary, which was a kind of a love story to Scotland and Scotch whiskey making, which came out a couple years ago, early in the pandemic. Producers are friends of our podcast. They've been on.
Yes, Greg Swartz,
and Brittany Curran, and we've met other folks. I have here in LA. And there's a Eastern Pennsylvania connection because Greg is from Eastern Pennsylvania as well.
Yeah, I believe he grew up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Lancaster. So there's a whole weird connection with a lot of things going on here tonight. Right.
Now we tried this. Well, you have a bottle. But we tried this with Elijah from
Single Cask Nation.
From Single Cask Nation. We tried it with him when we did a live stream a few months back. So we tried this and a couple others.
Yep. So we're going to deep dive into it a little bit tonight.
And I thought we should revisit it because I think it's worthy.
We should. Yes, I think it's worthy as well. Any other notes about should we pour a little bit and then start talking about it?
Yeah, it's 48.8% ABV. And it has a really, really pretty bottle. And it's got what is that? A ram on it? Is that a ram on the bottle?
Yeah, sure. Sheep.
Okay. And honestly, I haven't seen the bottle in person. I didn't know what that thing was above, but it's a boom mic.
It's a boom mic.
And I didn't realize what it was. I just noticed it. I'm like,
I'm throwing my bottle up here on the stream so people can see it.
Oh, sure. You just
look at that. Look at that. It's pretty cool.
Gloating.
It's a really nice.
I love the artwork.
It's actually I do too.
Yeah. It's
all
cool.
right. I'm gonna pop cork. There we go. That wasn't going to pop much, but there we go.
It's got that glass stopper, doesn't it?
It does. This one actually isn't the best.
So you don't get the pop.
Nah, not much pop.
I'm gonna pour.
All right,
and then we'll do a little cheers.
A cheers.
Well, a cheers. Okay. Oh, and you know what? Tomorrow's Father's Day.
Oh, and look at this connection. Funny you said that.
Talk to me.
Tomorrow. I know we only have one movie tonight, but we're going to talk about 2 a little bit. The Water of Life film, which has just been released on PBS. It's going to be shown tomorrow for Father's Day in certain markets on PBS.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Well, and I noticed that it was playing in our local affiliate here last night, so I DVR'd it.
Oh, very good. It's a really
So
good movie.
it
Highly
is,
recommend it.
and
Yeah.
it's beautiful to watch too.
Yep. All
It's
right, we
thirst
ready?
inducing.
Clink clink.
Cheers. There you go.
Better.
So cheers to
All
you.
right.
Cheers to all the happy fathers
Cheers.
out there.
Cheers. Happy Father's Day. And let's play with this one for a while.
By the way, you know what really makes dads happy?
Whiskey?
Whiskey.
That's right. Moms out there, kids out there, don't buy socks.
Nope. Keep
Buy
them drunk.
whiskey for dad.
Keep
No
them drunk.
tools,
Okay.
no ties, no socks, no Apple card, iTunes cards. Get them whiskey. Are you there? Well, you look like
Hello?
you froze up there, my friend. Are you there?
No.
Nope, you're freezing
Oh,
up.
did I
Oh,
freeze?
no. I'm going to have to keep talking.
Am I back?
Here we go. You are there. I see
Okay,
you
I'm
moving.
back. Okay, I'm
You're
back.
good.
All right. So anyway, yes. So none of that stuff. Buy dad whiskey. Period.
Buy dad whiskey.
Or
Not dad's
whatever
whiskey.
spirit he
Right.
likes. Buy him a beer. Whatever. Keep dad hydrated. That's the important thing.
Keep dad hydrated with spirits. So we are going in with our snifters in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I've had this myself.
Oh, it's very nice. It smells great.
Yes, it does.
Very lightly smoky.
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
You did. I think you said there was one of the casks this came from was peated, lightly peated.
Right.
I think you
It
said,
said
right?
it was 6 casks. Most of this whiskey is a 9-year-old cask and a 7-year-old cask, and then the other, and 5 of them being unpeated, and one of the 6 is peated, lightly peated.
But lightly peated. Okay, so
Lightly
we're
peated.
probably talking like 20 ppm. Nothing crazy. Maybe
No.
less. There's a hint of smoke on the nose. Not a lot.
It's like lightly sweet too. It has like a light sweetness
Yep.
to it.
This doesn't feel. This is definitely does not feel like an Isla kind of peat. That's
No.
for sure. If there's anything in there.
See, I got to close this window because it has some like notes, and I really don't want to know the notes because that's cheating. We don't cheat, do we? Yeah, we cheat. Sure, we cheat.
Well, we're sure.
Because if you ain't cheating, you ain't podcasting.
And you ain't winning. There's a bit of maybe oatmeal.
See, the problem is I briefly scanned the notes,
Oh.
and they said chocolatey, and I'm getting that little bit of chocolate.
A
A little bit of cocoa, maybe like a cocoa powder.
Maybe.
But I don't know if
actually leather. I was gonna say leather actually.
there's a little bit of fruit too. There's like a light fruit, like a apples or like green apple or pear.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of honey.
Oh, thanks.
Honey. Honey.
Sweetie.
All right. Would you say this is 48 something?
Yeah, 48.8.
So it doesn't have a lot of A on the nose, if you know what I mean.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna go in for a taste.
I'm going in. By the way, I'm using a Water of Life glass. Look at that. Isn't that fancy?
Look at you. Look at you. I got to milk it.
But the movie was crowdsourced, and I was a crowdsourcer.
Right.
I wasn't a sorcerer.
You're more of a sorcerer.
I sorcerer, totally.
Yeah, you're totally into black magic and all that
I'm
good
a
stuff,
witch. I'm a witch.
right? Not a witch. I'm your wife. What's that? Oh, Princess Bride, right?
Princess Bride. Indubitably.
Oh, that's
Wow.
very nice. That's
It
really
is.
nice.
So on
It's
first
a little oily,
shot,
little tiny bit oily, not a lot.
little hot on the first run.
Yep.
Hotter than I would have expected for 48, maybe. Little spice,
Mm-hmm.
little salt going on, little brininess maybe.
It's very peppery.
Peppery.
It's very, very peppery. But is it pepper spicy, or is it more like a cinnamon spicy, or is it maybe a combination of the two?
I'd say more peppery to me.
Yeah.
and less cinnamon. Cinnamon is not my favorite, so cinnamon.
So no red hots for you?
No.
No hot tamales?
I do like cinnamon, but not red hot cinnamon.
Okay.
All right. Round 2 here.
Mm.
The inners are just coated now, so let's go for part 2.
Ooh. It gets better the second time around. It gets like more fuller. It's not quite as hot. Yeah, I get more of that fruit. You know, like a lightly spiced baked apple.
Definitely more hard fruits like apple, maybe even little pear.
Yep.
More oily, and all the whiskey nerds are going to hate this, but I'm going to say more rich. So screw them. And it's really smooth too.
I was going to say rich. That's the next buzzword, right?
You can cancel your subscription to our podcast here if you don't like those words. F you.
You're angry tonight.
I am a little angry.
You're a little angry tonight.
I'm cranky.
Or maybe drink less. I don't know.
I'm itchy. I'm itchy and scratchy.
Itchy and scratchy. You should see a doctor. Is there a doctor in the house?
It is really.
It's delicious.
It's really yummy.
It's really good. I like that. I've been trying to get a bottle. I just haven't been able to find it.
And I think it was 6 casks, right? So it's a pretty big release.
Right.
It's not. So we're talking what? More than 1,000 bottles.
I mean, it's not super expensive. I mean, this website that I saw had like $99, and I think the price point was like $90 to $100, right?
I kind of think, and I think I got mine at. I want to say I got it. No, I think I actually got it at High Times, and I want to say it was under 90. It's approximately ballpark. Yeah.
By the way, that's an odd name for a liquor store.
K&L Wines?
No, High Times.
High Times. Oh,
especially now with like everything being all,
well,
CBD.
Everything's legal.
So, I guess. Do they have like an herb shop in the back?
Yeah, it's one of the. We should talk one time. We need to do a show just about stores, but High Times is a pretty interesting place. It's one of the more amazing. I'm not a wine person, but it's one of the more amazing wine shops I think in Southern California, and they do some impressive wine tasting events there.
Hey, more importantly, future sponsor of the What We Watch When We Drink podcast.
We're hoping so. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
All
right. So we've had our first sips of the Single Cask Nation.
Yep, and we can go back to it.
Single malt, and now we're going to talk a little bit about a movie.
Yep,
Hustle, which just got released. 2 weeks ago? A week ago?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's been like 9-10 days. I think it was like last week
on the Netflix, right?
The Netflix, yes.
Yes, on the Netflix, which
not to be confused with the HBO Max or the Prime or the Apple or any of that.
And Netflix is still in business, although sinking rapidly, as we know.
That's what they claim.
That's what they claim. So, why don't you want to give a little roundup on what this thing is about?
I'll just give you the quick blurb because you really don't need to know much. I mean, it's a sports movie, right? A basketball scout discovers a phenomenal streetball player while in Spain and sees the prospect as his opportunity to get back into the NBA.
Boom. There you go.
So Adam Sandler plays. He was a college basketball player.
Yep.
And he played for Temple University. No, Temple. He played for Temple.
Right. So he played for John Chaney.
Yeah, I guess he would have played for Chaney.
For John Chaney, and
so they didn't mention Chaney at all.
They didn't.
They did not mention Chaney.
Passed away, I believe.
But Jay Wright was there.
Jay Wright was there, yes. And so his teammate in college, in the movie, is this.
He's an agent, right? Now he's an agent.
He's an agent. Now he's an agent, and it's played by
Kenny Smith.
Kenny Smith, right?
Or as
former
they call
NBA player,
Kenny the Jet.
Kenny the Jet, former NBA player, and you're going to hear that a lot. Former NBA player tonight, and now on TNT's Inside the NBA,
which is fantastic.
I could watch those guys all the time. Which is what the NBA's motto was back in the 80s. Fantastic. Or was that in the 90s? Probably 90s. So he was a player. Then he wanted to get into coaching, and uh, then he became a scout and became like the Dustin Hoffman of scouts, traveling on a salesman all over the world, looking for that diamond in the rough, logging thousands and thousands of miles, being away from his home, trying to find that guy that nobody knows about from some far off place to bring to the NBA, who be the next Dirk Nowitzki or Luka Doncic or
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Wow. I was going to say Greek freak, but okay, that was impressive.
Come on, man, say it right. Give him some respect.
That was great.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Wow. So that's Adam Sandler's character, and so he's a grizzled NBA scout, which in all sports is a very, very underappreciated job profession. Right. Guys travel all over and looking for the next best kid out there, and it is thankless. And he's tired of it. He wants to get off the road, and he's given a new job with the Philadelphia 76ers by the owner, who is played by Robert Duvall. He is going to be an assistant coach. He's going to be on the bench. Actually, not on the bench. He's going to be behind the bench, as Robert Duvall says. But he'll be in the arena, off for the road. Very happy. Very, very excited. Problem is, Bobby Duvall, owner of the Sixers, passes away unexpectedly. Yep. And so his son, who is going to manage the team, not the nicest guys in the world, doesn't really get along with Adam Sandler, says, you know what? You're not going to be a coach anymore. You're going back on the road. We need to get back out looking for that next diamond in the rough for us.
Well, and part of it was because there was a German player that the owner's son really wanted.
Yes.
Adam Sandler's character did not want. They took him anyway. Didn't work out. Now they're sending him back on the road to go find the next guy.
Correct.
Because they want to go on a run.
Yep. So poor Adam Sandler, and his home life is he's married to Queen Latifah, and she's happy he's going to be off the road, and they've got a young daughter, and he doesn't see very much, and so that makes good for the family that he's going to be off the road, but boom, back on the road again.
Yep.
Right. And then he's off wherever, and he goes to Spain.
Yeah, he can't remember. In Mallorca.
Was it really Mallorca? I don't remember that.
I don't know. Was it Mallorca, or because I read something else somewhere? They said that maybe the player was from Mallorca, but they were in Madrid. I would think they would have gone to Madrid and not Mallorca. Mallorca's a little island off the coast of
home Spain. Of Mahone Gin. Another connection to the
There you go. Shout out to Raj Sabrawal and Glass Revolution.
Glass Revolution, right? Correct. That's so funny.
We're name dropping like crazy tonight.
We are the queens and kings of the name drop.
Speak for yourself.
Hey now.
I'm a prince. That's all I'm saying.
So he goes off to this, let's say Madrid, to look for this next great guy. And I think I can't remember how this happens, but it's late at night. He wants to go just shoot around. This is Adam Sandler.
Right, because they gave him a couple of prospects. They didn't work out.
So he wants to. So let's go shoot around, work off some energy, and go find a court somewhere. And he finds this court, and there is a huge amount of people watching.
Oh yeah, it's pandemonium.
Pickup game, pandemonium, and it's pandemonium because it's obviously it's a pickup game that people go to see, like the Rucker League in Brooklyn, and the Drew League in Los Angeles. And he sees a kid playing, who is going to be our star here, Juancho, who is playing. I believe he had no shirt on. He's wearing construction boots.
Correct.
And he's just amazing.
Yep.
He cannot stop. No one. He stops everything coming his way. He's draining threes. He's going to the hoop. He's dunking on people left and right. people are going crazy, and I think there's money on the game too, is right?
Yes.
There's money being thrown around as well. And he's just an eye opener. And Adam Sandler sees the guy. This could be him, right? And that's where the story kind of takes off. And Adam Sandler's pursuit of this kid and where he lives, and he kind of follows him, and he follows him to his home, and this kid lives with his mom and his daughter.
Yeah.
And he works construction. He has no greater desires than what he does. He's just want to take care of his family, his mom and his daughter. Adam Sandler says, buddy, there is a much, much bigger world for you if you want it. Come to America, and I will get you into the NBA, in essence. So that's where we start, and then it follows that story the long way through. I loved this movie. I just thought it was
a lot of fun.
It was entertaining.
It had a lot of energy.
Yeah. The basketball stuff is really well done. So, but we can talk about this a little bit more later, but most sports movies suck because the actual playing part usually looks horrible.
Right.
This was really good, I think, in a number of ways on that level, because the actual game playing was pickup games, and also the kind of scrimmages that these guys go through in front of scouts. And it wasn't NBA game stuff. It wasn't, that level of sport, which is a lot harder to film, I'm sure.
Right.
You got
to fill the arena too.
Got to fill the arena, and you got a whole court. You got all these players. This was, on a smaller scale, but it was done really well. Now, of course, you've got real NBA players too playing.
Yeah, that helps.
Right. So, but you still got to direct them. They still got to do the things you want them to do, and still camera angles and sounds and shots. It's not simple. This was done really, really well. And the outdoor stuff was done really well, I thought.
Oh, you mean the pickup games at all the parks?
Pickup games, yeah.
That was fun. Well, the one park where he was playing against, what's his name? What's his name from the Sixers? God, I can't remember his name. Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris, yep.
When he was going one-on-one with Tobias Harris, that park, that's around the corner from where I grew up.
Well, there you go.
That's right down the street from my mom. And Gino's Steaks is right behind it.
Which
the same as
Gino's, Pat's is in the show, not Gino's.
Well, there's two, Pat's and Gino's. Gino's is right behind the park.
But Pat's is in the movie.
Yes. Yeah, so that was fun. I mean, to me, it was fun too, because I'm watching all this stuff. I'm like, oh, I know that. And I know that place. Sure. And I know that place. But what was nice about it, though, they weren't super obvious about it.
No.
Like, it wasn't blatant. It wasn't like, oh, we're in Philadelphia. Like if you're in New York, oh, we're at Rockefeller Center. Oh, we're at Madison Square Garden. It was kind of just, incidental.
Did you recognize that street that Adam Sandler made Juancho run?
Yeah, well, if you there was I don't know if they still do it. There was a bike race in Philadelphia, and there was this one section in Philadelphia, Manayunk. So there's the Manayunk Wall, and that was always the climb, and it's pretty steep. It is really, really steep because the bike racers have to do it like 10 times because it's a series of laps around Philadelphia. So, and it's right outside of Fairmount Park.
Okay, so that's a place. So
it's a place.
Yeah,
the Manayunk Wall.
So it's a heartfelt, nice, heartwarming story. The kid, we don't know this at the time, but the kid Juancho has a little bit of a history, and Adam Sandler doesn't know this history. He had a little bit of violent tendencies in his life and in Spain, and it gets out, and all of a sudden the Sixers want no part of it. They want no part of him, and they drop him. Right.
Yep.
And so Adam Sandler decides to take on the kid as a separate entity. I still believe in you, even though you have a little past. I still going to believe you. I'm going to train you. You're still not, you need to be better shape. You're not NBA ready. You got all the skills, but we got to get you to the next level. So I'm going to do this on my own. And he's paying for the kid's hotel room but without telling his wife, Queen Latifah. He's paying for a lot of getting him to Philadelphia, and
$9 can of Pringles. $9. Don't forget that.
Yes. Juancho likes the junk food, but doesn't eat it all. He just likes ordering it, I think.
You know what, by the way, that one scene where he's sitting there and he's just, he walks into the room and he's got like 15 cheesesteaks all around.
Yeah.
And he just took like one bite from each one.
I want to try them all.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of neat too, though. Again, they were kind of subtle about it, but like he's talking about the one sandwich. He's, oh, this Ishka Bibbles. Well, that's a place on South Street. And then the sweatshirt that Adam Sandler's wearing, the Federal Donut sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Well, that's the place we went. Yeah, that's Solomonov, and that's the place we went to.
Yeah.
We went there for donuts, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
I think we did. We got donuts there.
and we went to the Humasaria.
I forget what that place was called, but yeah. So it's it was kind of neat the way it was all set up with that. And the hotel he stayed at, the Lowe's.
Yeah,
that's where our boy Whiskey Guy Rob stayed a couple years ago when he was in town.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the I don't know why there's a Philly connection to this, because the principals involved are not Philly that we know of. LeBron's not a Philly guy. I don't think Maverick Carter is. I think they're both from Ohio. Adam Sandler's not a Philly guy. But it's good. I mean, Philly's a mecca of basketball in the same way that New York.
Well, wait. Here's your answer right here.
Who?
The director grew up in South Philadelphia.
There you go. Okay, we got it.
Boom. There you go. Here we go. Jeremiah Zagar, I guess. The director, editor, additional crew. Jeremiah grew up in South Philly, spending most afternoons in dark movie theater or wandering the aisles of the local TLA video store. In 2008, he completed his first documentary, In a Dream, which screened theatrically across the U.S. and film festivals around the world. Broadcast on HBO, shortlisted for an Academy Award, yada, yada, yada. So he was a documentary filmmaker. He was
much
primarily
like Greg Swartz.
There you go. So this guy was primarily a what's it called? Documentary filmmaker.
Interesting.
So
wow. So there's our Philly connection.
Bingo.
Why they chose, but Philly is a mecca. It is a Keystone State of basketball. It is so much basketball greatness has come out of Philly. The streets of Philly, the playgrounds, great players have come out of Philly. Yep. It just is. There's so many. There's so many schools there, right? Colleges, and the connections are just endless. I mean, it's crazy. We had talked about the Showtime Lakers of the '80s. The coaching staff was Philly based, right? Rick Westhead and not McCluskey, the guy that got hurt. Coach got hurt.
Yeah, I can't think of his name now.
Think of his name. Philly guys. Dr. Jack coached those guys came. Gene Shue, Dr. Jack, those all were Philly guys. They from all the schools there. It's a mecca. So it's great. I love it because it would be easy to do it in New York. It would be way too easy to do it in New York. This is great that it's in Philly, I think. And we probably should talk. We have to talk about all the cameos.
Oh my God!
All the faces in this. It was
ridiculous.
Endless.
Well, we mentioned Kenny Smith.
Kenny Smith,
which I thought he did a really nice job. He was good.
Yeah, he was acting, right? I mean, and we should say, Juancho was really good.
He was. He was very good.
He had to leave the Utah Jazz to film this. He's a current NBA player. He had to leave his gig, his day gig, to go film a movie. He was very good, very funny. Anthony Edwards is his
nemesis.
And he's a number one pick. Now he plays with the Timberwolves. He was really good. If I didn't know who he was, I would have said that kid's an actor. He's really good. He's really good.
He almost had he was like Jamie Foxx and Jimmy Butler. Combined. Yeah. Just the attitude and everything.
When I first saw him, I thought, is that Zion Williamson? Because I've seen he's done a few things too, and he was really good as well. And wow, this kid can really act if he's not a basketball player.
He was.
Boy, the list is long. Here's your list: Trae Young. Did I mention?
Don't forget Boban.
Trae Young. What are you doing?
I said Boban.
Oh, well, yeah, we were coming.
Okay.
Jordan Clarkson, Chris Middleton, Aaron Gordon, Kyle Lowry, Seth Curry, Luka Doncic, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, Matisse Thybul, Aaron McKee, retired, Julius Irving, Dr. J, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Allen Iverson, Dirk Nowitzki, Coach Brad Stevens of now he's president of Celtics, Doc Rivers, coach of the Sixers, Dave Yorger, another coach, Mark Jackson, former coach, former player, ABC, ESPN announcer, Sergio Scalario is a coach, Jose Calderon, Leandro Barbosa, Alex Abrinas, Maurice Cheeks, former Sixer and coach, Boban Marjanovic, Moritz Wagner, another player. It's crazy how many guys
Rivers at the end.
Doc Rivers was in there. Oh yeah, I mentioned Doc Rivers. Yeah, he's in there too. It's really cool how they used all these guys.
Yeah, and they've got pretty much the whole current lineup. One thing I didn't get though, or one thing I didn't quite understand was Kyle Lowry. Like, what was he doing with Philly? Although he is from Philadelphia, and he played at Villanova, so maybe they just brought him in.
He had a Philly jersey on. I don't remember.
No, but I'm saying he was in the movie, but I don't know why Kyle Lowry would have been. But and he was hanging out with all the Sixers.
I didn't remember that. Okay. And there's also a fair amount of Spanish national team players, including Juancho's brother Willie, who actually I think is in the NBA also. I think he's with New Orleans. I think he's with the Pelicans. So you've got this really diverse basketball cast, which makes it so much more real. It's an NBA movie. You should have some NBA stuff in it, and they do. It's really good. So ultimately, without giving too much away, it's a feel-good story at the end. I don't know. Do we want to give out a spoiler alert? I mean, the movie just came out.
It's a feel-good, like you said, it's a feel-good movie with a lot of heart. So it's going to be a happy ending, but that's okay. It's the road. It's not the destination. It's the journey.
It totally is. And Adam Sandler is just so. Let me talk about Adam Sandler for a minute. I'm not a huge Adam Sandler fan of his movies. I'm just they're okay. I'm not the squawky Adam Sandler is not my favorite Adam Sandler. The kind of crazy guy. I like Adam Sandler playing a real person. Mm-hmm. He's playing a real person here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's an everyman, and what's he in his probably 50s or so? Right?
He's my age. He's like a few months older than me, so he's 55.
Okay, so he's just every man. He's got dreams of being a little bit higher on the totem pole, and it hasn't worked out for him in life. And maybe he'll get there, maybe he'll not, but he's going to get beaten up along the way, which he has, as we've seen.
There was a line he said in the movie, and I can't remember it. It was like, I forget, something like, "Oh, don't lose those dreams." Look, 55-year-old men don't have dreams.
Yeah, that's right.
I just can't remember
that was a great line. And so there's this middle-agedness to it, and fighting the sands of time. He's really good in this kind of role. I wish he would do more of this kind of thing. And
well, he might though as he's getting older.
Yeah, he might.
Hopefully, he might transition into that
because he's also really funny in this too. He delivers the humor part of it. He is so good at, and he's the funny dad. He's the funny husband. He's the funny coworker. He's very snarky and bitter, and
he's just like us.
He's us. And that's it, right?
He's every man. And he's every 55-year-old man.
But he has more hair.
Well, yeah.
That's true. But he's really good, and that's almost a. I think if you told me that what this was about, and Adam Sandler was not why I watched this movie.
Yeah,
I watched it because it was the NBA.
Right.
Because I'm not an Adam Sandler fan. I was pleasantly surprised that it was Adam Sandler and he did and he was in the lead in this.
It was good. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I don't have a love-hate with him. He's a little, his choices are a little uneven. When he's good, he's really good. Like I liked his early stuff. He was great in what's it called? I really liked, I still like Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore just cracks me up. Happy Gilmore's great. What was the other one? I kind of like Anger Management. That's kind of a fun movie with him and Jack Nicholson. That was pretty good. and a few others, like Big Daddy and a few other ones. But did you see the
I
last
don't.
one, the dramatic one he did? What the hell was it
That's a
called?
jewel thief one.
Well, he wasn't a jewel thief. It was Uncut Gems.
Oh,
Where he's a
yeah, yes,
jeweler, but he's got a
jeweler.
gambling problem.
Yeah. I did not see it.
And that also revolves around the NBA. And it was right around the time when the Celtics actually won the title because Kevin Garnett's in it.
Ah, I just remembered who's in. There's one scene in Hustle where he's getting interviewed as he's getting out of a car,
right?
And the person that's interviewing him
he's a Philly guy.
He's from the Dan Patrick Show.
He's what?
I think it's a different scene. I think.
Oh, okay.
He's a staffer on the Dan Patrick Show because Dan Patrick is in a lot of his Adam Sandler movies.
Oh, okay.
It's like an ongoing thing that Dan Patrick is someone in one, but I don't think he was in this at all. But one of his staffers was, or former staffers. Yeah. No, I would highly recommend it. In fact, I recommend it to somebody who's taking a long flight in a few days. I said, download it. It's good. It's a fun.
I mean, it's every sports movie.
It is.
It's Rocky. With maybe
there's a lot of
humor.
Rocky to it.
Oh yeah, the whole thing with the steps. Right? I mean, it's a nice little homage to it. You can't avoid it with Philadelphia. You really just can't.
That's true.
It's just impossible to get away from it. Ever present. Yeah, the whole thing. But it was really, really well done. The only things I didn't like, and they were just small little nitpicks. I didn't like the guy who played the son that, winds up running the team.
Play the son. So where do I know that guy from?
Well, he's Ben Foster is the actor.
Yeah.
The only other movie I think I've seen him in was Hell or High Water, which I really liked, which was him, Chris Pine, and I think Jeff Bridges. That was actually really good, but I didn't like him in this movie at all. So I don't know. He's been around. Hell or High Water was good.
I see him looking at his IMDb. I don't recall him in all these things, but I've seen the face so many times. So interesting.
Yeah, I didn't care for him in the character. That was kind of annoying. He just plays the bratty kid who takes over the team. Who thinks he knows more than he does. Yeah. So it was that was no fun. And the whole thing with the hand, that was kind of silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't care for that little storyline. Couldn't they just be like a washed up team that just didn't do well or choked?
Yeah.
I don't think we needed that little angle of the story, but whatever. They were very, very small. They didn't make a big deal out of it. It was just kind of like, you had to comment on it. So,
there was an interesting thing at the end with the kind of change in management of the team with this guy's the daughter of Bobby Duvall coming in, and she always had a liking to Adam Sandler and brings Adam Sandler back into the fold. That's nice. And
it was good.
Women's empowerment in sports management. That was nice. No, I think I just read, I was going to bring this up, that this movie is the highest aggregate on Rotten Tomatoes has an 89. It makes it the third highest Adam Sandler's movies behind the Meyerowitz Stories and Uncut Gems.
Oh, actually, you know what? The Meyerowitz Stories is really good.
There you go.
That was actually really good.
But it's 94% amongst Adam Sandler fans. It's higher than Happy Gilmore.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes. It's higher than Grandma's Boy. It is well liked within the Adam Sandler fan base. So
it's a fun movie. Nice. It's well done.
Yes.
It's really well shot. I like the way the scenes are shot. The whole thing where where he goes on and kind of gets the kid on social media with Julia Serving, and it goes viral.
Oh, that's great. Yes.
But I have one question. All that stuff, I don't follow a lot of that stuff. All the nitty gritty behind the recruiting and all that. But did they really do all that stuff with the recruiters? What would they call that? What was it called? There was the big event they had to get him to play that scrimmage game.
So before
that they went to New York for.
Yes. So before the draft in all sports, I don't know about hockey, but definitely in basketball and football, is you have what's it called? The name, the words out of my head. You get all these guys who are potential draft choices
Uh-huh.
together to work out. Not
Okay.
always a scrimmage. It's also they're weighed, they're measured, they're interviewed, they're psychological testing. They're put through the paces to see if we're going to draft this guy and spend $10 million on him. We want to know we're getting, we're making the right choice. It's
Right.
it's a hiring decision, right?
Well,
So
yeah.
yes, they do that. The combine. I
Okay.
think that was supposed to be the combine,
Right.
basically the combine.
Oh, so that's like a
I
real
don't
thing?
know. Oh yeah,
Okay.
pre-draft. I don't know about the. Remember, there's a second version of that. There was a second
Right.
game. Right?
Right.
I don't know how legit that kind of stuff is. A lot of these kids, their agents won't let them do a lot of things like that because they're afraid of them getting hurt.
Well, yeah, right.
Right. So if you get hurt, all of a sudden you are dead meat, and you won't be drafted, or your value is going to drop right off the cliff. So I think that was a little more TV or more for movie based, not legit. I think that kind of stuff happened years ago when the money wasn't as big.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think everything's under a controlled environment. Agents aren't going to let these guys do a thing. A lot of kids don't go to these kind of pre-draft workouts because they are afraid of getting hurt. It usually hurts them because no one knows what they're.
I'm actually surprised they still do like the All-Star game with like, the dunk contest and all that.
Well, but the difference is that those guys have contracts.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
They're signed already.
Right,
so, right. But this is before you have a contract.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more. That's why kids leave college after a season, because you could get hurt in your sophomore year, or
and you didn't make
any.
You didn't do anything.
Might as well go get paid.
Right. College will be there. The NBA won't.
Correct.
You could always go back to school.
That's right.
I mean, it's not.
Well, you may not get a scholarship, but yes, you can go back to college. You may not get an NBA contract, and then what you're doing is you're going and playing in B leagues, C leagues, D leagues in Turkey, Israel, the Philippines, Croatia, and you're hoping that one day you might get back to the minor leagues of the NBA before you get maybe to the NBA. So that it was an interesting choice, and this has been done in other sports too. They're the minor league systems in other leagues. The scouts. Wasn't there a movie called The Scout? I think it was wasn't
that Albert Brooks?
Was it Albert Brooks? It might have been Albert Brooks.
So.
About a Yankee pitcher. I think John Hamm was a scout.
Oh, that was fun. I like that one. When he gets the
kid from India.
Yeah, he gets the cricket player.
Cricket player, right? So it's not an untapped story,
mm-hmm. Right?
But it was nice to see it in basketball. It was nice. So I think we gave it 2 thumbs up. I say, right?
Oh, I liked it a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. I watched it twice, and I, put it this way. Usually, I put on a movie around 9:00, and I get my comfy spot on the couch and I pass out. I didn't pass out. I made it through twice. Yeah. So
Adam,
I'll watch it again. I liked it.
Mr. Sandler, Angelo did not pass out.
No, man, you kept me awake.
How much endorsement do you need?
It was fun, man. It was fun. It also made me hungry for cheesesteaks, but that's beside the point.
There you go. It was home-based. Well,
yeah, it was good.
So we like that. Do we like the whiskey?
I like the whiskey a lot.
I just poured some more.
Like I said, I want to get a bottle of this. I just haven't found it.
Yeah.
So Greg, if you're listening, if you're watching, if you're going to go listen to the podcast,
Greg,
hook a brother up.
Hey, hook a brother up.
Hook a brother up. You know what I'm saying?
Joshua, Jason from Single Cast Nation, hook a brother up.
I'll pay for it.
He'll pay for it.
I will pay for
it. How about your Benash? Did that place have it?
I haven't been there in a while. I was talking about that a little while ago. I got to take a ride. I would think they do because they carry a lot of stuff from Impex. They carry a lot of the obscure stuff. So, I find
Mr.
a lot of weird...
can probably let you know where it's available in the New York.
Yeah, or I think the local guy is Jared Card, maybe. He might be the local Impex guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I got to get in touch with him to find out what's going on.
All right. Well, we enjoyed this whiskey, the Single Cast Nation Wolf Island, Undisclosed Island Distillery, single malt whiskey, Water of Life film collaboration.
What the hell are you saying?
There's a lot
What are you saying?
going on there. There's a lot
What
going
are you
on
saying?
on that level.
Look,
I don't know.
It is the Single Cask Nation, the Water of Life whiskey.
Wow. How'd you do that?
It's right there. I'm reading on the screen. I got 3 screens, bro. 3.
Oh man, you're cool.
I'm reading. I'm
so
like
we
Captain
thumbs
Kirk.
up for the whiskey.
Yeah.
And thumbs up for Adam Sandler's.
So that's 4 thumbs. Do we have 4 thumbs?
Sure.
We do.
We do have 4 thumbs.
We got
we
4.
do.
Right,
and they're
right,
opposable.
Right. That works. I'm saying
They're
you got
very
2 and I got
opposable.
2.
That's 4.
That's 4. All right, good. We could do math.
And we like the Adam Sandler Hustle movie on Netflix. Available for download, available for streaming. We liked it. It's the NBA, and this is the end of the NBA season. We're now in the off season. Draft is this week.
Now, what?
All the fun stuff happens in off season.
Now, in Formula One, when the races are all over, they call it the silly season. All the post trade.
Yes.
So we are now in the silly season of basketball.
We are in the silly season, and from now till because the free agency starts. I guess it's already kind of started. They have there's a window when free agency opens up. The S hits the fan pretty quick, and right after the draft, which is next Thursday, and then we'll be seeing some trades between now and Thursday. And I will be on the other side of the pond, but I will be ears to the ground, nose to the grindstone. No, nose to the
eyes internet. On Twitter.
Eyes on Twitter to find out.
Just follow the Woj.
Follow the Woj or the Shams, and you'll know it all. You'll know it all.
Bleacher Report.
Probably follow Adam Sandler. He's a big NBA guy.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? By the way, before we end, a couple interesting things. We didn't see Embiid till the very end, but they do mention Embiid where they rumor the trade.
Was he in it? He's not.
He was briefly in it because they had the they had the tip off when they had the final game when
and that was him. That was him in it.
Yeah, I think it was. You just saw him for a glimpse of Embiid.
Okay, but he didn't get a no. Was he actually in the end credit?
I don't know, but I think I saw him briefly. But didn't they mention something about they were talking about trades?
Yes,
and they were trying to work a deal with Embiid.
Yeah, I wonder how much that editing went down to the last minute,
right?
Before release last week, because the 76ers are a drama case of drama cases
these days. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. And
there's no Ben Simmons or James Harden mentioned in the.
And maybe we'll save this in another one, but you saw the Hacks episode, right, with the Trust the Process?
Yes.
That was hysterical.
Now that never came. That never was brought up.
Where?
The Trust the Process. Was that mentioned in the Hustle?
No. I was just saying that we've got the movie with the Sixers. Then you've got Hacks with the whole Trust the Process thing.
Correct.
And that episode, of course, airs 2 weeks after they get eliminated out of the finals, out of the second round.
That term is so funny because it's a 76ers term. It is. No one says that beyond. No one's ever said that those 3 words outside of the 76ers, and that whole era is now over.
Pretty
but
much.
It's still that term is used, right? Because new management, management. So
that's funny.
Anyway,
I
think we are done. Right, we have kicked through an hour on live booze dancing entertainment network, and we this will be a podcast soon of one show,
one drink.
One show, one drink. Thank you.
It'll
be fun. It'll be shorter than this, and not live.
Nope, not at all.
It'll be edited down to about 14 seconds.
We can do it. You know what we're going to edit it to? We're going to say the name of the movie. We're going to say the drink, and we're going to say 4 thumbs up. Thank you, and good night.
Good night. Drive safe.
That's it.
Don't hit anything.
So, sir, it was a pleasure.
Ding,
it was a
ding.
pleasure. Thank you for the sample.
You're welcome.
And shall we roll the end credits?
I think we should roll the end credits.
All right, let me roll the end credits. Let me do that. Let me find them. I got to find the end credits.
Good night, everybody.
Mission Control. I got 3 screens. I don't know where they are. It might be on my 4th screen.
Push the red button.
Oh, not the red button. Not the red button. All right, I'm going to do it.
Boom.
Peace. We're still here.
Hey, we're live.
We're still
The
live.
show's over, but the show is still on. How is that
my
possible?
God. I don't know. Do we have outtakes? Is there an outtake reel?
They're coming up. They're in editing right now.
So what should we do? Should we keep
the editors
going?
are working on that right now.
Should we keep going, or should we stop and
Sure.
We can keep
For
going.
all those folks out there, they can listen. This won't be on any podcast.
You mean all 0 of them?
Yeah, you guys can listen to us banter away. This is what we do in the writers' room later.
That's right. Yeah. So we're a captive audience, you and I, right?
We are. We got people watching us from all over the world, I'm sure, right now. So
sure.
Hey, right.
Sure.
So we are probably going to sit here and just rap poetically about anything and nothing. Mostly
anything nothing. Hey, what's going on with the hockey? When's the hockey finals? They start already?
Geez, you know what? I forgot to. They
is there a game tonight?
Game 2 is tonight.
So who's in the? Go back to sports talk. Who's in the
5-0? It's game 2.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche. Tampa Bay Lightning have won the last 2 Stanley Cups. So if they win the 3 in a row, it is almost unprecedented. It's not unprecedented, but there's been no three-peats in pro sports.
Who's the last person to win? Has anyone ever won the Stanley Cup 3 times in a row?
Yes. Montreal Canadiens have won it.
I was going to say the Montreal Canadiens.
The last in hockey was the Islanders back in the 80s.
Wow.
But right now, the Avalanche is up. They're up 1. They've won the first game. Game 2 is in the second period, and it's 5-0 Colorado. The Avs are an Avalanche. They are just an amazing offensive machine. So I would be shocked if Tampa can come back and win this. Although they have to go back to Tampa, they get 2 games in Tampa after this. So who knows? You never know. Tampa's a very good team.
Which I find odd that Tampa, Tampa Bay in hockey, Florida in hockey. That weird?
Yeah, and they've developed their organization is just.
Were they from somewhere else, or were they like a new franchise?
They're an expansion team, I believe. They're an expansion team, but
so they were built from the ground up.
Not Colorado. They were actually at the Quebec Nordiques.
Oh, okay.
They were a World Hockey Association team that was merged into the NHL back in the 80s, and then or late 70s, and then they moved ultimately to Colorado. And they haven't won a championship in like 20 years, I think.
Okay.
So, and like I said, Tampa Bay has won 2 in a row, and it'd be weird if they won 3. And the Buccaneers with Tom Brady won 2 years ago, Super Bowl.
It's
strange to have Tampa being the center of all sports.
And then the Rays too, right?
The Rays are really good too. So it doesn't make any sense. Although the Rays are probably going to move.
My boy's going there, so.
And your boy's going there.
That's where my son's going to college. So who knows? Maybe I'll go to a game. I'm thinking if I go to anything, I'll probably go to a Rays game because that's probably a little more doable. I'm not going to drop a fortune.
They may move. They're trying to get a new stadium, and it's just a nightmare. And so they were trying to do this thing this year. They were trying to play in 3 cities this year to spread it out because they get really bad attendance in Tampa. And so they were going to play some of their games. They wanted to play some of their games in Montreal and some of their games in Puerto Rico. I don't remember where the other one was. I think I can't remember the third city, but the commissioner's office said, no, that's not happening. You can't do that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Here's my one Tampa hockey story.
Okay.
I was in Tampa.
Was it one of the frozen lakes in Tampa? Is that where they played?
Frozen lakes. Oh, that's funny. There's probably no frozen lakes there.
Right.
I was in Tampa for a trade show, and I by myself, and I was staying in I want to say the Marriott, and it's walking distance from the arena, which I think is a fairly old arena now.
Okay.
And I think the first day I was there, I did whatever work I had to do, and I'm walking around in the hotel, and I'm inside an elevator with three really big guys. Well, nicely dressed, but big guys.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I don't know how I chatted them up, and it turned out it was three of the Avs, and one of them was Joe Sakic. And Joe Sakic's in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and he's the general manager of the current team. He was their captain for a number of years,
Look at
and they were in town to play the Lightning.
Okay.
So I did not know that. I didn't know that the arena was so close. And so I saw these guys around the hotel, and then I walked up and bought a ticket and went to a game that night in Tampa. There you go. That's my story.
You know what I didn't realize? Because I am a fool and I know nothing about sports, that the Golden State Warriors were once the Philadelphia Warriors?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew that Wilt played in Philadelphia. Yep. I assumed he played for the Sixers.
Right.
No. He played for the Warriors. And I was like, oh, well, of course. Now, well, they had a long road, though. They weren't always great, were they? Did they have a pretty long spell where they weren't great?
Good. They were good in the 60s.
Well, yeah, they had Wilt Chamberlain, of course.
But they weren't before that and after that. They didn't. Uh-huh. Yeah, the Warrior. And then they moved. So
when did they move out there?
Late 60s. Yeah, late 60s. Because
and the Sixers were from like the New York team, or something.
I think they were. They think they were an expansion team. I think.
Were they? Yeah, I don't know the history. So I don't know. It was just weird. I'm like, oh, okay. For some reason, I thought Chamberlain played for the Sixers, but no, he did not.
No. Yep.
Because I don't know a lot about this stuff. So,
but no, that's not true. The Sixers were founded in. Oh, the Sixers were the. Oh, that's right.
Weren't they from like Syracuse or something?
That's right. They were the Syracuse They were the Syracuse Nationals.
Okay.
So Wilt did play with the Sixers.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dolph Shays, Hal Greer, Wilt Chamberlain, Chet Walker, Billy Cunningham. Those are the big, and of course then the Joyce Irving era.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Barkley era, and Moses Malone and George McGinnis, and then AI.
They had the moments. They had their moments. They
just did.
They just can't get to the finish line often enough.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
It's hard. I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure the Celtics probably thought they had it locked up at one point, but no. I
found that the Celtics I thought were kind of a strange juggernaut. I would not have thought that that team would have been in the finals in the beginning of the year. I just never saw that.
They weren't playing well at all first half of the year, right?
No. Yep, correct.
So, whatever. But like they were, I was listening to a lot of ESPN in the afternoons when I'm working. I just keep it on in the background. And there was a whole long debate, talking about the Celtics and all that. They're like, look, man, these guys are young. Tatum's what, 23? Mm-hmm. 24?
Yep.
What's his name? LeBron didn't get a title till he was like 27.
Mm-hmm.
So, it takes time. I mean, I guess the fear, though, with Embiid is that he's a big guy and he's so injury prone. So if you don't get it going soon, it's never going to happen for the guy.
Well, and then you the cliche in sports is your window. Put your window.
Mm-hmm.
Is your window open or closing?
Right.
And with a certain group of people. And you would think that the Warriors window would have been closing because all these guys have getting older, the core, right? So shockingly, their window feels almost like it's opening again, even though these guys are on the downside.
Well, but now they've got Sixers. They got younger players that are playing.
Yes,
they got Wiggins and you got what's his Poole.
They've got Jordan Poole. They've got they've got a pipeline of guys. Whereas the Sixers have been in this turmoil thing for what?
Ever.
Going back to the trust. Well, but I mean, the trust the process era to now has been this. Management changed a few times. Has ownership changed once in there?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
But you've got different general managers, different philosophies. big names coming, big names going, and it just hasn't happened. And I would think that their window is probably maybe closing.
Well,
They got some big decisions to make here.
It's not going to happen with Harden.
It's not going to happen with Harden. I think James Harden and Russell Westbrook have proven, this is my opinion, they cannot win championships. Mm-hmm. And they're on the downhill sides of their career, and they make way too much money. And they just, in this era, you can't be paying guys $30-40 million who don't produce.
Nope.
And it's too much of the salary cap. It just kills them. And that's one of the Laker problems right now. And then you've got, guys like Ben Simmons, who you just don't know what you're getting. And what do you do with a guy like that? What do you do with a guy like Embiid? Do you get out sooner than later and start a rebuilding process, which nobody likes?
Right.
Fans hate it for good reason. I don't know. It's tough. Sports are tough.
It's
tough on fans, tough on teams, tough on, and literally like the movie we talked about, your teams are kind of limited, partially because of the salary cap, the way the labor contracts are set up, collective bargaining. You got to find these diamond in the roughs. You got to find the kid from nowhere who they can pay a minimum salary to, and he develops into something.
You got to moneyball it.
You got a Moneyball.
Well, the Moneyball didn't really work, did it?
It did. It worked.
Did it?
But what happens is that all these leagues are copycat leagues, so everyone does the same thing. Right. So then you got to find some other avenue. Right. But there's always the tendency for leagues to stifle competition in a lot of ways with the collective bargaining agreements. Yeah. So they want parity, and they want everyone to be the same. So it doesn't allow for greatness. And so you get this great idea, and then they rewrite the rules. So then all of a sudden you can't do that anymore. You can't do that. So you've got to find those guys that make nothing to kind of round out the when you got 3 or 4 guys at the top of the salary chart on a team making 80% of the payroll, you got to pay a bunch of guys nothing.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. It's great. But I mean, I haven't been watching consistently, but I have been watching more consistently the last few years. There's a lot of talent spread out throughout the whole league. And I guess the kind of cool thing is that almost anything can happen to a degree. Yes. So if you can stay healthy, you got a shot.
So the last 3 years here with COVID, it's kind of even the playing field out because, you could argue that the Lakers shouldn't have won. That was the bubble. The bubble thing was really even things out. And then coming out of that, it's evened out more. Although you've always got winners and losers in leagues, right? There's always the top half of the league and the bottom half of the league. The bottom half's pretty bad. The top half's pretty good. But there are more good teams. I don't think you would have ever thought that the Bucks would be a championship team, right? Or that this 76ers team would be a championship caliber team. Or that, remember Toronto got to the finals?
Yep.
They had Kawhi.
Yep.
It was always, Lakers, Celtics.
But it was also a war of attrition that year too, right? I mean, they lost Kevin Durant and they lost Klay Thompson in the same series.
Yeah, that's
within
true.
2 games of each other.
Yeah.
So, that didn't help. But you know what? Like I was talking to my son the one night, and it's just like, it's like car racing. Yeah, you could be the fastest guy on the track, but you still got to finish the race.
That's right.
You got to manage it. You got to manage your tires. You got to manage your engine. So, your gas, all that good stuff. You can't run out of gas. You don't finish.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, the load management thing, apparently the fans hate it because obviously, I just paid $150 to go to a game and I'm expecting to see Joel Embiid play, but he's on the court. He's not playing because of load management.
Well,
but then you want him in the finals too. So
yes, you've got this major investment in these guys, and you're paying what? I think Russell Westbrook is going to make $45 million this year, and James Harden could if he opts into his contract.
Right.
You want that $45 million to last the entire season. You want $45 million worth of playing.
Well, yeah.
And if he gets hurt in game 2 or game 42,
right,
when he probably could have taken off game 42 because he was tired, and so you can get your $40 million worth of playing time for the team for the in season wide. It's hard to argue that on the management side.
Right.
From a fan standpoint, it sucks.
Right. Well, it'd be like, you go see the first run of Hamilton for Lin-Manuel Miranda. If he's the guy you're after, I just paid $800 for a ticket and he got a cold and they got the understudy.
Yeah.
Really? I want a refund.
Yeah. That's right. Yes. And I think that it's hurt live sports. It actually hurts TV sports. People turn in to watch the game that whoever LeBron's not playing in, and why isn't he playing? Yeah. It's weird. It's very strange. Yeah.
But then, on the other side of it though, you got this bench, and if they never really get any playing time, how are they going to get better?
That's true too.
You'd think if they're all NBA caliber players, if they don't get any playing time, they're not going to get any better. Yeah. So maybe every once in every couple games, you take a chance. You see what the guy can do.
Steve Kerr took a lot of crap all season. Last couple seasons for the way he doles out minutes with Steph Curry, and Steph Curry will be on a run, 10 points in 3 minutes, and all of a sudden he comes out because he's got this pattern he wants to keep him in no matter what. He kind of went away from it a little bit in the playoffs, and then
I guess you had to, right?
Well, it's the same thing. These guys are now you're at game 80, like 110 or something like in this, or 100 something, 100-ish, and you guys are tired yet, but they're flying first class. They're getting 3 days off between games. Come on, a guy you can't play 40 minutes, and the finals of the finals is it. This is what you've been This is what you've been What's it called? Load managementing all season, so you can play every minute of the finals. So you can't win. I think it's hard. It's really hard.
Totally
Subtle.
But I'll tell you this much: if they lose, you're going to hear it. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
I think there would. I think if the Warriors lost, I think you'd be hearing more rumbling about Steve Kerr's job. It goes back to him. He didn't play Clay enough, or he played Clay too much. All the things. Draymond is a whack job, and he shouldn't be playing as much, and Steph should be playing more, et cetera. But now that he's won, there's like no question he's going to come back, and there's no question they're gonna quote unquote run it back. They're gonna try again, very seriously. I mean, they got some salary cap issues too, but I think they have a very good chance of making another run next year.
Possible.
Yeah.
Possible.
Whereas
I'm
the
excited.
Lakers,
I'm excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, I love the off season. Off season's fun. I love the off season in all sports. It's really fun around. I love the drama. I love the rumor, the innuendo, what's going to happen on draft night, pre-draft trades, guys that are going up on the draft board, guys are going down on the draft board. There's a lot of crap I don't like. The way all the rules are now. They've got all these, in the NBA especially, they have draft choices that are protected. So if you'd make a trade with someone, it's can be a protected pick. So depending on how you do in your season, your team that traded the pick, that allows that pick that you traded to someone else to either be higher or lower. It's a first round pick, but it may be a high pick or a low pick depending on how your season ended. I don't like all that crap. It's too complicated.
Yeah.
Also, the leagues now, because of collective bargaining, the drafts are very short. it used to be the NBA draft was like 10 rounds
Uh-huh.
of players, 10, 12. It was like, I think the NFL draft was like 15 or 20 rounds, something crazy like that. Now they're down to like the NBA draft's 2 rounds, which for the players, it's good because the amateurs, everyone's a free agent immediately. Only 40 guys or 60 guys have been drafted.
Mm-hmm.
The whole universe is a free agent. They can sign whatever they want.
Okay.
But that means they don't get as much money coming, even if your son is a free agent from Estonia.
Yeah.
It's all a big TV thing now. It's like, it's all just one big show on TV for all these draft choices. It's kind of weird. I don't know. The leagues are strange. It's all TV.
Yeah, it's all money. I mean, it's big money. It's huge money.
It's huge money.
I mean, what's the total salary for a team supposed to be? There's a number, right? And they all the same number?
Salary cap in
like 200 million?
Is it that much?
I don't know.
It might be. I think you can have 3 guys making 40. That's 120. It may not be 200. It's probably a little less than 200. I think it's 200 in the NFL.
Okay.
Let's see.
There's a lot more players too.
That's true. It makes more money too. It's a bigger league. Way, way more money in the NFL. NBA. Oh yeah.
Really?
The NFL is the great. 122 million is the NBA.
That's the annual salary for a team?
For a team. For 22-23 season.
Huh.
So it's $1 million more than this year.
Okay.
And it's based on various things. Whereas the NFL.
And there's 32 teams?
31, something like that. NFL's $208 million.
Okay.
But their revenues are so much higher because the TV money is just
the TV rights, yeah.
Insane.
So you said 122 million?
For that NBA, yeah.
Yeah, and how many teams did we say? 30, 31? Let's say 30.
Yeah.
Let's say 30.
Yeah. Not everyone gets to the cap, though.
No, I know. But I'm saying that's like $3.6 billion in salaries.
In salaries, yeah. That's not management. That's just player salaries.
Right. So
if they're paying out 3.6,
you'd hope the owners are making, they're making their money. Oh,
tons, right?
Yeah.
The TV revenues alone is from ESPN, TNT, international stuff. Mm-hmm. Don't they put games on like? Is it streamed someone?
Well, then there's NBA. Then there's a season pass. There's all that stuff, and then let's not forget the merchandise.
Basketball related income. BRI. Basketball related income.
You know what I love too? I love that they have like 4 or 5 different uniforms going now. It's not just home and away.
Oh my God. It's so funny you said this. Go ahead.
It's not just home and away. It's now you've got the Philadelphia City. You've got all these different like.
Go Google right now, real fast. Utah Jazz new uniform. Oh my God.
It's nuts.
It's nuts, and it's disgusting. I don't like it. It's one of the things I don't like.
It's just blatant merchandising.
Not special anymore. It's blatant merchandising, and they're really bad. I mean, a lot of these things that these guys come up with, whoever comes up with all this nonsense, they're just not good. This Utah Jazz thing,
they've got some hideous ones.
They were hideous before. They're going to be boring as hell this year. There's like this big block letters, Jazz or Utah. It's so, there's like, does the team have a logo anymore? It's so weird.
Wasn't it that note?
No, not anymore. That's like in the 70s.
Now they got the mountains.
Well, the mountain thing that was back in the 90s, and that's kind of they have one of the jerseys has the mountains on it. But then there's these ones that are just one's yellow. One jersey I saw yesterday.
One says Utah, one says Jazz.
And they're just really plain,
the
right? And there's no, they have the note?
Yeah, they do.
That comes from when they were in New Orleans. They originally were in New Orleans and they moved
to
Utah. Pete Maravich days.
Though I like the Philadelphia City uniforms. They were pretty cool. They had like these block letters. They were pretty cool. They were like a really dark blue.
What did it say? Did it say Phila?
It was like,
what did it say?
I forget. I'm not sure.
Did it say Sixers?
Let me look it up. I think it was Sixers.
The
It was the
Sixers.
Sixers in the block letters. That was pretty nice. I like those. They look really
I still
good.
like the 70s. I like the team. I have the jerseys in the 70s. I liked with
That's
the Dr. J era.
classic.
Classic. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh,
Some of these, and it's funny when they revert or they make one of these jerseys, the throwback, I don't know whatever they call them, a throwback night. We're going to wear our jerseys from 1972. And you realize, oh my God, those were way better than whatever we've seen in the last 30 years. Why do they use those all the time?
Yeah, no, the City Edition's cool. They look really good.
I'm a huge, as many of our.
Because it was like a throwback to the Spectrum.
Yeah.
So they had like the colors with the Spectrum and all that stuff. So that looked kind of neat.
This is the 50th anniversary of the first Steelers Super Bowl this coming season. And they're going to, one night, they're going to wear that replica of those jerseys, which 50 years later today, those jerseys are way better than the jerseys they have now, the one they've been wearing for like the last 20 years, which I think suck. But you've got this whole generation that only know that the current one. They don't know the old one except in like grainy highlight reels.
Yeah, can you see this? No, where is it?
Oh yeah, well I like, so that's that cool 70s kind of when advertising was really kind of wacky.
Yeah,
I love that Sixers logo.
That's cool.
Also did that. Look up the Blazers, the Trailblazers from the 70s. They have great those. In fact, when they played, the Sixers and the Blazers played in 77 for that Irving's first year. I love the Blazers jerseys back then. Probably 70s, yeah, 70s.
Okay, where is it? Like which
one? Yeah, well, the first one with or the one with Bill Walton in there. Yeah, any of those are good.
Where's it at?
Yeah, I remember when they were the Trailblazers. They were never just the Blazers.
Right.
Yeah, the B is cool.
Well, wow, look at Walton.
He was at one of the. He was at
one of the
Celtic teams. Grateful Dead band, really. He was at one. He's a huge Grateful Dead guy. Huge.
Yeah.
He's been traveling around with them for years. He was at one of the games in Boston. A game.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah, because he was a Celtic for a while.
That's funny.
For years. He won one championship.
Funny.
His only championship or second championship was with him. No.
We just had 2 hours. We had 20 minutes of sports talk.
See, that's what our fans want on all those cards and letters. I told you.
Is that what it is? The cards and letters? Don't they say trade in Gilo? See how much you can get for him on the open market? Well, you might get something for him.
I tell you, it's in crayon, so I can't really read everything.
Oh, I know. Oh, speaking of, let's go back to TV talk real quick. I've been rewatching. I've been rewatching Better Call Saul slowly, like from the beginning.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was watching the one episode. Do you remember the episode when Jimmy had to go to Louisiana to kind of try to help get Huel, the big black guy, Huel Babineau, had to get him off?
When was that?
This was like in season 4.
I do not remember that. Wow.
So Jimmy Jimmy loses his license, right? He loses his lawyer license for a while after the whole thing with Chuck, right? Yeah. He got disbarred for like a year or whatever. He was on probation or something. And he was selling cell phones. He was selling the drop phones.
Yeah.
So he's selling drop phones out of the back of a truck. And this like undercover cop comes up to him and said, "Look, dude, you can't sell these things here. You're selling cell phones to criminals, all this stuff. I can't have you doing this." So then Huel's coming back from getting sandwiches, and he's got headphones on, doesn't know what's going on, but he sees this cop giving Jimmy a hard time. So Huel's like his bodyguard.
Yes.
So Huel whacks the cop in the side of the head with a bag of sandwiches.
Yes. I remember this now, yeah.
And knocks him over, and the cop's like, I picked him up 3 years ago for pickpocketing. So, you know what? I'm throwing the book at him. So he sends him to jail. He sends him to, he's gonna press charges against the guy for assault or whatever. And Kim takes the case.
And Kim gets him out.
Kim takes the case, but the DA is really hard up to get this guy behind bars, and she's not budging. She's trying to get him parole and all this stuff, so she's not budging. So of course she hatches a scheme with Jimmy to try to, to get him off.
Yeah.
So there is this one sequence, and it is fantastic. And I've been kind of listening. There's this. Who was it? The music is Les McCann,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so great the way they do it. It's like the whole bus trip because he's on the bus and he's basically like hiring all these people on the bus to write all these letters in support of Huel, and he's going to address them from the town he's at.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that opening sequence is just spectacular. But the music was awesome, so I Shazammed it because I wanted to know what the tune was. Shazam works really well, by the way. If you can get if it's like, if it makes sense. So it's Les McCann, and the song is called "Burnin' Coal." It's really good. It's such a great scene. It's just funny. It's just so funny. That is such a great episode. That is just fantastic. The whole thing working the scam.
You remind me of two things.
So the episode's called Coushatta, because that's the town where Huel was from in Louisiana.
Oh, in Louisiana?
Yeah, Coushatta, Louisiana. That was great. And then, what's his name is doing his thing. He's playing like a preacher. He's got all these drop phones set up because the DA is calling to see who these people are. And he does this whole like Louisiana, New Orleans accent. What's his face? What's his name? Bob.
Cajun?
Yeah, Cajun accent.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk. He's doing this whole thing. That's great. And I was listening to an interview with him, and he was saying it kind of harkens back to when he did. I think he did a similar character on the Mr. Show on HBO when he was with David Cross. He's insane. He's so good.
So talking about Shazamming music, there's a website called Tune Find. TUNE.
I think I've been on it. Yeah, it sounds
FIND, where they list out all the music for TV shows and
really?
movies. Yeah. Huh. So by episode. So
that's cool.
If you looked up, they're pretty good at it. And they're, you'll find something you want to hear, and maybe you don't have Shazam. You can find all the music. It's pretty cool. Oh, what
that's
I just saw.
Funny.
I'm on the website right now. The Boys, season 3.
Hey, look, Shorzy.
The Kinks. Is Shorzy in there?
Well, I just saw them that said Shorzy. They featured Peaky Blinders, Shorzy, season 1, episode 5. Some show called Pistol. Oh, that's about the Sex Pistols. Okay.
I gotta watch that.
I say it's not very good, unfortunately, because I was kind of curious.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's not getting great reviews. So, but who knows? If you like it, you might like the thing. Who knows? Reviews aren't the be all and end all of everything,
Yeah.
What the hell would critics know? They're just people.
Barely.
What is this Kashiyama? What is that? No, I don't know.
Oh, it's funny. I'm looking at the Shorzy thing. For everyone still watching, listen to us babble. Shorzy's a hockey-based show, sitcom, comedy about in Northern Ontario, and all the music. It's Canadian, so all the music I'm looking at is all like, I think it's a lot of it's Indigenous bands, Canadian.
I was gonna say, is it a lot of Rush?
None. No, it's weird. This weird like dance rap stuff in it, and like Indigenous rap bands, and it's pretty cool. I mean, not my stuff, but it's neat that there's a huge Indigenous element to the show, which is really nice to see. You made me think of something else.
Hey, why don't you give me it's funny you say that.
That's what he said.
I seem to get that a lot with you. Well, speaking of.
Damn it. Double damn it. We're talking about Jimmy and I know. I know this isn't a podcast per se, but I finished today. Was it today or yesterday? I think it's the last episode of The Other. The Other?
What's that?
Not The Other. The Offer. The Offer.
Oh, how was it?
I really enjoyed it. It reminded me in a lot of ways like the Sandler movie.
Okay.
It's really heartfelt, and it's actually really interesting because I'm a Godfather. We really need to do The Godfather or that as a podcast. 50th anniversary, and it's this. I don't know how true the story is. It's about the making of the movie
Right.
and the behind the scenes.
Well, it was pretty
Stuff.
contentious, right? Because the mob did not want this movie made.
And that's part of this. That's not the whole part of the story of the series,
Right.
but it's a significant part. What's that guy? Joe Colombo, the guy that was one of the New York mobsters.
Gambino, Colombo, who knows?
Colombo, and Sinatra's in it. And Sinatra doesn't want to get it made.
Right.
And,
No.
Right. So
because the whole Johnny Fontaine thing is really Sinatra.
That's part of it too. And then Gulf and Western owns Paramount. Gulf and Western doesn't want to make the movie because it's going to cost too much, and they're Paramount's bleeding money. Right. They haven't had a hit for a while, and it's a really interesting behind the scenes look of all these people.
Well, the guy that played Carlo, right, the one who was Connie's husband, his
character's in this thing too.
He's like kind of mobbed up.
He is,
yes. A lot of people. At least he knows people because he's a New York guy.
Yeah,
he wrote a book, I think, about the whole thing.
He did, yeah.
So I heard him on something. I forget.
His character. It's a small part in the movie.
Right.
What's the blonde from Ted Lasso, British girl?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. The Kaylee?
Kaylee. She is great. She plays a Al Reddy, who's the producer. He was a statistical guy at the Rand Corporation. Left to get into the entertainment world. His first gig is he produces the Hogan's Heroes.
Okay.
But he wants to do more than sitcoms, and then he gets into the Godfather.
Oh, Zooey Deschanel? No, not Zooey Deschanel. What's her name? No, not Zooey. I'm thinking something else.
What it is.
No, see, you know what it is? You know, I got confused.
She's British.
No, but see, Zooey Deschanel, right? You know who she is, right?
Yeah.
So her dad was Caleb Deschanel, who's a cinematographer. Now, the girl from Ted Lasso, her dad is a director.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, Temple. Is her name Temple?
Yeah, that's Temple Juno Temple.
Juno Temple, right? Well, her dad is Julian Temple.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's a British director. So I kind of just went. I kind of went kids of director, but I got the wrong director. So anyway,
so she plays Al Reddy's administrative assistant.
Is Bob Evans in this? Robert Evans.
Bob Evans is huge in it. His character.
He ran Paramount, right?
He ran Paramount, and so he's the guy taking all the shit from Gulf and Western, who is they're a bottom line company, right?
Yeah,
and he's married to Ally McGraw, and Ally McGraw is coming off a love story, but he's Mr. Partier, and he's trying to run a studio, but he's got other issues going on, and Ally McGraw ultimately leaves him for Steve McQueen, and it's about the marketing of the movie. It's about the making of the movie. How do you get this thing? What's his name? What's the director's name?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Coppola wants to do this the 10 days in Sicily to do the whole Sicily stuff, and they don't have enough money for that. How are they going to get the money for it? They keep begging and borrowing and to get the money to do this thing, and it's pretty great. It's I heard some bad things in the beginning about it, bad reviews, but I found it really, really, really good.
Is Miles Teller in it?
Who's Miles Teller?
Miles Teller, he's in the new Maverick. He's in the new Top Gun movie, and he was in Whiplash.
Miles Teller he's Al Ruddy. He's the guy. He's the star.
Okay.
He's the producer, which I didn't know his story.
That kid's getting a lot of work, by the way.
If you asked me who the producer of The Godfather was,
I thought it was Bob Evans. I thought it was Robert Evans.
He ran the studio. He's not really the producer.
Okay.
But I think in Godfather 2, I think Bob Evans is the producer because Al Ruddy leaves.
Okay.
He leaves to do what's the football movie with
The Longest Yard?
The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Because he wrote it.
Oh, okay.
Al Ruddy. Yeah.
I gotcha.
So it's really good. I just found it. It's an old. It's 50 years ago old Hollywood, and how movies were made and casting. And Bob Evans hated, at least per this, he hated Pacino. Didn't want Pacino at all. Pacino was
Really?
a Broadway actor, kind of wimpy, kind of small, not much confidence, and he did not see him as Michael at all. He wanted James Caan. And Ruddy had to fight, and so did Coppola had to fight to get Pacino, and the whole what's the writer of the book, Puzo.
Mario Puzo.
Oh, he's great. That guy's great. He's great with Coppola. It's really. I might watch that one again. It's really good.
What's it on? Is it on Paramount TV?
Paramount Plus. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that another thing you got to pay for?
Another one. Yeah, we have it because they got all that Star Trek stuff that my wife loves.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm like, Yeah.
I watched.
Is it all out? Is it all done?
It's all out. Oh, so maybe it's going to go to Paramount. Yeah, this week was the last episode.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's all done, I could probably do a 1-month trial, watch it, and then cancel it.
There you go. There you go. Shh. People might listen to yours.
Screw these companies. Screw them all. Like when we talked about Local Hero that one time.
Yeah, you can't get it.
That? Yeah. Well, you can get it on Criterion.
If you
do a 1-week trial with Criterion.
Yeah.
So do a 1-week trial, watch it, and then cancel it. But Criterion's really got a lot of good stuff if you're really in the movies.
Do you have AMC Plus?
I thought I did. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I watched with my daughter. I watched Dark Wind. Let's say Dark Wind.
Yeah. I started watching it and I put it on again. I did the same thing. What's the cycle? What happened?
Yeah.
I put it on late, and what happened? I fell asleep. But I liked what I saw.
Oh my God, it was really.
I really liked what I saw.
But it said at the end of the episode, it said,
and they got 2 folks from Reservoir Dogs.
I know.
Reservation Dogs.
Reservation Dogs.
The girl
at the very end of. At the very end, it says to watch another episode, turn on to AMC Plus.
Okay.
So the second episode's on AMC Plus, but you can't watch it on AMC yet. I hate that crap.
Yeah, it's annoying. But what are you going to do? These guys are trying to make money.
I'm not. You can sign up for all these things all day long.
It's all going to fall out. There's going to be a huge fallout.
$10. I know.
This is not sustainable.
No, hopefully
it's not. There's just no way. It's impossible.
Well, I'm going to go back to like 57 channels or 157 channels on our cable networks.
Probably, and they're going to work on nickels and dimes, and maybe like theaters will come back, and that'll be another revenue stream again, and they won't need to do the streaming crap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not opposed to streaming. I like it, but I don't want to pay for 15 services.
7-0. Your Colorado Avalanche are leading.
My Colorado. They're not my Colorado Avalanche.
They're actually my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law's team. They are big Avs fans. Wow. Okay. Here's an Avs story for you. So one of their best players, his name is Gabriel Landeskog. He's their captain, I believe. Gabriel Landeskog. Yeah.
Okay.
And when you go to the Denver airport, which is out in the middle of nowhere, and you get off your flight, you have to trek a little bit to the a train, which the train takes you to the main building, whatever you call that, the main building where you go get your luggage and all. And this train, I can hear it because I go there, used to go there often to visit my wife's family. You get on this train and there's a little tinkling noise, a little music, and then you hear Gabriel Landeskog say something like, "Hi, I'm Gabriel Landeskog of your Colorado Avalanche. Welcome you to the city of Denver."
That's funny.
I will never not hear that.
That's funny.
It's very funny. Wow, 7-0. It's a football. They're up by a touchdown.
That's crazy.
Third period.
That's crazy. Would they pull the goalie?
I don't think it would help now. With 6 minutes to go. I think it would be I'm
saying, what they do? Pull the goalie?
No, they didn't. No, I don't know. I just turned it back on. I had turned it off.
Oh, that's funny. Oh wait, who was the only goalie to ever score a goal? Wasn't it Ron Hextall?
I don't know if he only guy, but I think he did score a goal.
Yeah, I think he did.
He was. God damn, I'm really upset. Shoot. Hextall is a Kings guy. Oh, did he go back to the Flyers?
I don't know.
I think he might be back in Flyers management.
Maybe. I have no idea. I don't follow hockey, so I don't know.
So I really watched The Offer. I really liked it. I want to.
I will probably enjoy it. It's just that it's not on the damn streaming service that I have.
You would enjoy it.
All right, I
really think I need to rewatch it. Now,
is it a one and done? Is it a one and done, or will there be another season?
So so watching it today, watching the end, it's funny. The very end of it, it's those before the credits. It's like what happened to these people in real life. You know, it's the real picture of Bob Evans, and he goes on to do this and win Oscars, and Al Reddy goes on to do this. But the end of the story is leading to Godfather 2. So I don't know if there's I don't know what the drama is of Godfather 2. If Al Reddy goes off to do The Longest Yard, he's not really part of the Godfather 2 story. So would he not be in that offer season 2? So maybe there is not another series. But you could say, well, the making of Godfather 2 might have been interesting. Maybe. I don't know.
So I'm looking at
they actually pitched that at the very end of this episode. The last episode, they go, because Bob Evans is all about you got to hit the it's hot. What's that cliche? Got to hit something when it's hot.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I know what you mean, but I can't think of it right now.
So Bob Evans wants to know what the pitch is for Godfather 2, and Coppola says, "Well, we're gonna Michael Corleone isn't dead." And Bob Evans goes, "What are you talking about? He's going to come back as a ghost? He's not dead. How can he not be dead? How can he be alive?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? No. We're going to look at the young Michael Corleone coming to America. I'm sorry, Vito Corleone. We're going to look at Vito Corleone coming to America as a kid and juxtapose that against
hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
Hello.
Who you on the phone with?
We're on a live stream.
Where's Charlie? In his room?
I guess, yeah.
Just like live TV.
That's right. See? Look at that.
Booze Dancing TV with a live walk-on from
The Wife.
The Wife.
Yeah.
Mrs. Bob Hope.
Yeah. I guess she didn't get lucky.
Dolores Hope.
She went out. I thought she was going to get lucky. She didn't get lucky.
No. Well.
So she's back. See, she doesn't watch this show, so it doesn't really matter. I can say whatever I want.
Say whatever I want. That's right.
Although it's out there in perpetuity. One day she might get bored and put it on.
She might stream it one day. You never know.
Maybe. You never know. Hard time falling asleep? Put on Booze Dancing TV Live.
That's right. Boom. Oh, my God.
I'm looking at the cast here for this, for The Offer. Some of the folks I know, some of them I know. Miles Teller I know. Juno Temple I know. Who's Matthew Good? Do we know him? He sounds like he's English.
Hold on a second. I don't know.
He looks familiar.
He plays. He plays Bob Evans. Okay. I don't know who he is, but
Sausage.
He's
the
British.
Sausage King?
Is he British too?
British.
Oh my God! All these guys that are British playing American people. It's really weird.
They're trained, man. They're trained.
Oh man, they are so good.
They got Giovanni Ribisi in it. Nice.
He's great. He's great. Oh my God, he put on so much weight. The guy that plays Marlon Brando is great.
That's what I'm looking at right here.
Oh my God, he's really good.
Another Brit?
I don't know who he is. He really looks like a Brando.
Oh, he's from Ohio.
He's Ohio.
He's from America. He's American.
Dan Fogler's really good as Coppola. And
Dan Fogler looks kind of like, remember Booger from Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah. Yes.
He kind of looks like Booger in this particular photo. He looks like a crazed. Oh, wait, who is he? Wait a minute. Why does he look familiar now? I'm looking at what he was in. Is he the guy? Oh, he is the guy from Balls of Fury.
That's right. Balls of Fury. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. I thought he looked familiar. That's weird. Looking at as Coppola. That's crazy.
Lou Ferrigno is really funny in it too.
Is he?
Yeah,
you know what's funny? What did I say? He looks like Booger. So there's a thing here on the LA Times that says Dan Fogler, the new Curtis Booger, the new Booger.
Oh, that's funny.
And they got a picture of the guy who was Booger and him right next to it.
Colin Hanks is in it. That's one of the bigger names.
Okay.
He plays Barry Lapidus, who is a Gulf and Western executive who sort of is all over Bob Evans for, keeping things under budget, making money today. He's the hammer of Gulf and Western. He's very good. He sounds so much like his dad after a while.
Yeah. It's like a Gandolfini's kid. Jake Cannavale. Is that the Bobby Cannavale's brother or something?
Where's that guy?
He's Caesar? Wherever Caesar
he's,
is?
He's a mob dude. Is he really? Is he? Yep. Oh, it's Bobby Cannavale's son.
It's his son.
Yeah, son.
I didn't realize Bobby Cannavale was that old.
Eric Balfour.
Balfour. Why do I know him?
I even know him too. Why do I know that guy?
What character is he?
He plays.
Where is he?
His character is Dean Tavaloris. Who is that guy? I don't remember who it is.
Dean Tavaloris was he the costume guy? Was he the production designer?
It sounds familiar. I don't remember what he did in the show.
Wait, I'm looking at him.
Who that real person is.
No, who's the actor again?
Eric Balfour. But I know that guy.
I know his name. I can't think of what he's in.
He looks so familiar. He was in...
And I think he's in something we like.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He's been around. He's like a young actor. He's been in a lot of... Was he in like Scream or one of those? Or one of those shows?
Sure.
He looks familiar. Yeah, I've seen him.
He looked like a freaky guy that was like a bad guy in some kind of famous thing.
He's in a lot of He's in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The one with what's her face?
The revised, the newer one.
Oh, he was on. It looks like he was in 6 Feet Under.
6 Feet Under. What was he in 6 Feet Under?
I don't know. I think he was like the boyfriend for what's her name, for the girl, for the sister.
Oh, he wasn't Buffy. I remember him in Buffy too.
Okay, yeah, he's been around. I've seen him. I knew the name. I just couldn't think of who he is.
6 Feet Under. What was he in 6 Feet Under? Gabe Demas. I think he was the boyfriend of the.
That's what I said. The boyfriend of the daughter of the sister, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's in the OC.
Okay.
He's been around.
So who's he play? Dean Tavalaris?
I don't know who that is. Yeah, I don't remember what.
I think he's either the production designer or the costume guy, or something. He's one of those.
Okay.
I know the name, and I think he's worked with Coppola a lot.
There's a few guys that are.
I'll have to look him up. Now I'm curious. I know the name. Like I know a lot of these names, but
the guy that played Sinatra was good. Frank John Hughes. He was good. Frank John Hughes was in Band of Brothers.
Yeah, Dean Tavalaris was a production designer. So I guess he did all the set design and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Getting the cars and the scenery and all that crap. But I know he's worked with Coppola a lot.
Lou Ferrigno ultimately plays. Is it Lou Ferrigno? Does they get him to be in the movie as Vito's bodyguard?
Okay.
Carlo. What's his name? Luca Brasi.
Oh, okay. Wait, who plays Luca Brasi?
It's Lou Ferrigno.
Oh,
he's just a mob guy. They need someone who can't really speak very well and who mumbles over his words.
That makes sense.
So there's all this interesting stuff. I gotta get back to the video.
Wow.
There's all this little interesting little parts of the. It's sort of kitschy. Like there'll be elements of the movie in the story. Like, oh, you gotta make an offer. You can't refuse. There's like little
right
connections to the Godfather in the story. It's cute.
So this guy Tavalara, he pretty much did all of Coppola's movies as the production designer. Dean Tavalaris. Yeah. So he worked on Zabriskie Point, which I think wasn't that the one with the that Pink Floyd did the soundtrack? Doesn't that sound familiar?
That does sound familiar.
I don't think it was anything very good, but it was like one of those weird 70s movies. Little Big Man, The Godfather, The Conversation, Godfather 2, Farewell, My Lovely, The Brinks Job, Apocalypse Now. This guy did not work on any crappy movies. Like every single thing on here is like kind of a big movie. You know?
Yep. Well,
It's like,
you're talking to all these guys in this. I mean, I didn't know about this character that Juno Temple plays. That Betty, Betty McCourt, I think her name is.
okay.
Her character. She's she wants to be in the movie industry. She kind of gloms on a little bit to Al Ruddy, becomes his right hand man. Girl Friday. She's got a lot of pull. She's got a lot of nads on her, and she ultimately becomes, in real life, she becomes an agent for 40 years with like huge. She died at 81, and she still had like this huge client list.
Yeah. So
Betty. I didn't know any. You don't know these the behind the scenes stuff. You know about the actors in the movie, but you don't know about these behind the scene things.
Okay.
It's really cool.
By the way, remember we were talking about the Sex Pistols?
Yeah.
So Julian Temple's first film, Juno Temple's dad, was a short documentary called Sex Pistols #1.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was a documentary about the Sex Pistols.
Well, he did
back in the 70s.
He did like Bowie. I think he did a bunch of Bowie videos, and it's Julian Temple, right? Julian
Temple. So what did he do here? The Great Rock and Roll Swindle, UK subs.
That's the big one.
Oh, The Secret Policeman's Other Ball. Wasn't that a Monty Python thing?
Yep. Well, it's a concert.
Right. Yeah, it was like a live show. Wasn't like a benefit for the Queen or something, like some kind of fun.
Yeah, it was for like a school, I think, and
something
the police
like that.
were in it, and the Who, and were the Sex Pistols in that too. I mean, the guy's had a career.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he did a bunch of Bowie stuff.
Did a lot of music stuff. A lot of like
film version of Absolute Beginners.
Yep.
Duran Duran, Janet Jackson, Neil Young, Tom Petty. Yeah, he did. Yeah, lots of stuff.
Doing a lot of stuff with the Clash. I guess he's a punk rock guy.
Yeah, directed a biography of Ray Davies. Wow.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Directed several Kinks videos.
That's what it looks like.
Wife is Amanda Peary Temple. Temple has a daughter named Juno and 2 sons, Leo and Felix.
What they don't talk about now.
His sister, Nina Temple, was the last general secretary of the Communist Party of Great Britain.
Wow. There's a family history for you.
Wow, geez.
It's funny. That's crazy stuff. We are bouncing all over the place, aren't we?
We are.
That's all right. That's all
it's
good
really
fun.
Interesting. I started watching this interesting thing. It's a little bit hard to get into on the Netflix. No, was it Netflix? It was called. It's a weird name. It's a.
By the way, speaking of Netflix, supposedly I think they're going. They might start doing commercials.
Yeah,
they for the lower
problems.
tiers.
They got problems.
It better not be for the HD tier, the 4K tier. I'm gonna be really annoyed.
I don't even know what tier we're on. Irma Vep. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, my wife was watching it. I kind of want to see it.
I watched the first episode. I started to watch the second one. I got distracted on it. It's really bizarre. It's really weird.
Well, there's a movie called Irma Vep.
Yeah, it's based on a movie from like a French silent movie from the 1920s or something.
But then they did another movie.
Oh, there's another one?
About the making of it. Yeah. And I think it's on HBO Max. So let me see what this Irma Vep thing is about. Because I don't really know what it's about. It's like a vampire thing, isn't it?
Well, it's about the making of a
right. The movie
remaking of a movie, and I think the actress. I don't know. I'm only in episode 2. The actress becomes almost like the character.
Well, here's an endorsement for you. You got HBO's fresh, meta, and mind-twisty Irma Vep is a blast. Then The Atlantic says the delightful pretentiousness of Irma Vep. So, interesting. So
Irma Vep revolves around Mira, an American movie star disillusioned by her career and a recent breakup, who comes to France to star as Irma Vep in a remake of the French silent film series Le Vampire.
Okay.
And if you take Irma Vep and you rearrange letters, it spells vampire. Set against the backdrop of a lurid crime thriller, Mira struggles as the distinction between herself and the character she plays begin to blur and merge.
Okay.
But
there was another movie though. There was a 1996 movie called Irma Vep.
which I think was based on the original one specifically.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing though, because that one was with Maggie Chung, who's a Hong Kong actress.
Who is this? Alicia Amanda Vikander.
She was Swedish. She was in what's it called? She was in the last Tomb Raider movie.
No.
And also she was in. Did you see that movie with
she's in Ex Machina?
Yeah, Ex Machina.
Jason Bourne, Laura Croft.
But the Ex Machina, she plays like kind of not an android, but like a robot.
Yeah.
That looked kind of cool. I didn't see it, but it's like, who's that guy? Alex Garland, who does a lot of sci-fi movies. And it's with the guy who basically can't stop working. What's his name? What's the actor's name? I can't think of his name now. He was in Dune. The guy who plays the father in Dune.
Oh, Oscar, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
He's in everything. He is in
yes.
everything.
He's hot right now.
Oh my God. The guy's like on fire. Him, Miles Teller, all these guys, they're all working
Yeah.
They're just working crazy.
So that's an interesting one. I think I'll try to stick with it.
Yeah, I want to check it out. I just got to start from the beginning. So I'm doing a lot of like starting stuff and not finishing it. I don't know why. I think maybe I'm just, I don't know.
This actually has an interesting, it's like The Offer. It has this interesting behind the scenes-ness of it, of how the making of this TV this series. And the director is like a total nut job. And he's going to he doesn't even call it a TV series. He calls it a film, even though it's like an 8-part series, but he calls it a film. And everyone's like, it's not a film. It's an 8-part TV series. What are you playing? No, it's a film. And they won't, they can't get, he's got some mental health issues and some anger issues.
Oh, who doesn't?
But they can't get the film insurance on the film.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be shut down. And you see all that conversation with the insurance people. And that's the stuff you don't see, about TV making or movie making. Right. Like the Godfather. Like they're dealing with the Teamsters, and they're dealing with, labor issues, and you just don't really see, you hear about it.
And you could argue that it's made like in peak mob. Early 70s, the Godfather.
Totally.
I mean, I don't know if it's still a thing or not, but
I'm sure it's still a thing, but then it's the thing. I mean, it's things don't get done without help, greasing the palms, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's that I really enjoyed it. I think it was, I recommended that to someone to watch on their long flight too. Very good. Really good.
I got to check it out. I'm curious. I'm very, very curious. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It'd be fun to do a show, a podcast talking about that and the movie. It's really interesting.
How much time you got?
Where am I going?
How much bandwidth we got?
So I'm downloaded. So I'm ready for my flight. And
you got a lot too, right?
So I downloaded Stranger Things, the newest season, which I think is 6 episodes. I'm not sure.
I don't watch it.
And I downloaded the current and last season of Peaky Blinders, another one you don't watch.
No,
which is really good.
I tried to get into it, but then it's like, but the thing is, like, I feel like if it doesn't suck me in, and it's just hard to watch sometimes because of the accents.
Yeah,
it's like it's work to watch the damn show.
And it's Helen McCrory's last fond farewell.
Whose?
Because she passed. Helen McCrory, you know her, saw her. Paul.
Okay.
She passed away.
She was just. She was married. We watched, wasn't she?
I think she was married to what's that guy's name? Cillian Murphy. How do you ever say that guy's name? Cillian, C-I. Yeah. No, that's not true. He wasn't married to her. Who was she? She was married to somebody famous. She was married to Damian Lewis. Yeah.
Okay. That's right. That's right.
Right. So she died last year, 21. Yeah. She was born in 68. She had cancer.
Okay.
That if you look at that cast, now granted, I've been watching for the 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Maybe they look familiar because I've seen them on TV.
There's a lot of folks. Isn't the guy from the guy was in The Wire? The guy was the mayor. He's in it, isn't he?
Oh, he is in it. Yeah, but only like for one or season or 2 seasons. Yeah,
okay.
He has an odd. Yeah.
Well, Cillian Murphy, the girl from what was the chess movie? What was the chess show?
Anya
Joy, Taylor Anya Joy, or whatever her name is.
She's in that too.
She's in Peaky Blinders too, isn't she?
I don't know if she is. It's pretty small. Oh, she's way down the list. So maybe she did. Yeah, Sam Neill was in it. Paul Anderson. He's like one of the brothers. Why do I know that guy?
I don't know.
He was English actor. Films. The Firm. Sherlock Holmes. Legend. The Revenant. Brimstone. Robin Hood. Nightmare Alley. He's been in a lot of stuff too. Doctor Who.
Oh, Helen McCrory.
Train Robbery.
Cillian Murphy. Tom Hardy. Really? Was he in like the earlier seasons?
Tom Hardy. Who's Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy is he was Bane in the Spider-Man movie, in the Batman movie.
Oh, he was Bane? Really?
He's also Venom. And he's in 1917. No, 1917. The other one. What was the one? Dunkirk. He's the pilot in Dunkirk.
Capone, Matrix, Spider-Man. And he's got a big Mad Max.
He's another guy that's working a lot. Tom Hardy gets a lot of work.
Wow. Oh, now I know who he is. He's Jewish. He's the Jewish bad guy in Peaky Blinders. Yeah, that's really funny. I didn't realize that was who he is.
Paul Anderson.
Yeah, it's a pretty good cast.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know who this Paul Anderson guy is, other than from this show. Oh, he's a ginger, as I like to say.
There's a fair amount of gingers in this.
Wow, Now, I thought it was. It's not in Ireland though, right? It's in England, isn't it?
It's in England, but they're an Irish mob.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll be one of those that I jump back on instead of rewatching stuff that I've already watched. Like I could be watching Peaky Blinders instead of watching Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul is good for background because I know what's going to happen. So,
yeah.
Because I usually put it on.
You have to have the background show so you don't have to pay attention. They're just going on
too much. But then the problem is I start looking. I'm like, oh, that was a really good scene.
Sucked in, and then you're not getting the kitchen cleaned.
Yeah, like the kids were watching. The youngest was doing the Breaking Bad thing. So it was funny. So tonight we go out for tacos, and we go to this town. It's like a farm town, maybe 30 miles out from here, Hamilton. And we're sitting there, and then we stop, and the restaurant critic for Philadelphia Inquirer, he posted about it on Instagram, and he's like, oh, it's great, it's got great Mexican food, there's great Italian food, and then he posts photos of this liquor store that has all this mezcal. So I'm like, oh, well, let's go to this liquor store where they got this mezcal. So we go in. It wasn't a great selection because I was looking for Mal de Amor. I was hoping they'd have it, but I guess that's so niche, they're not going to have it. They had Dos Hombres, they had all that stuff, but no offense to Bryan Cranston and what's his name, Aaron Paul, but you said it wasn't that great, right?
It's okay. There's better tequilas out.
Hey, here's a challenge. Here's a challenge to Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul. Prove us wrong. Come on the show.
That's right.
And send those samples.
He was on. He popped on our local ESPN radio yesterday.
Wait! Before we get sidetracked, the point of my story was so we go there, and we hop in the liquor store with my 14-year-old who's watching Breaking Bad off and on, and we go back into the car, and these two kids are coming out of the store. They're both two skinny, skinny boy, skinny girl, and they both looked a little strung out, and he's just looking at them. I'm like, you're thinking it's like Breaking Bad, right? They work for Skinny Pete or something. He's like, yeah. So I'm like, is that wrong? I'm like, well, no, no. At least you're learning something.
Yeah.
You got to size people up. You got to know who to like.
That's right.
That's part of life. You live this cushy suburban lifestyle. You don't really see a lot of people.
This is true.
Especially the last 2 years. You don't see anybody.
Although there's lots of crime going on.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're staying out here. But anyway, we digressed. We were talking about Peaky Blinders.
I was going to say about Cranston. He was on.
Oh yeah.
He's buddies with these two the afternoon guys on ESPN radio out here, and I think he's actually done some partnered with one of the guys who owned a bunch of movies houses or movie theaters a number of years ago. So he calls in. He's actually a huge big Dodgers fan.
He's a big Dodgers fan, right?
Huge Dodgers because he grew up.
And he's an LA guy too.
Yeah. And so he called in and they were talking. He was talking up his mezcal a bunch. And I had it in the American Airlines lounge in Los Angeles.
Well, they watered it down anyway, those cheap bastards.
It's at like 40%, I think. Yeah,
No.
it's not.
No, not that. I'm talking about the airlines.
No, it was this in this. You could no, it wasn't on the plane. It was in the lounge, and you could pour your own. This was in the better lounge, and it was just sitting out there. And they had it was the well. I guess they figured if you're coming to that lounge, you're not going to be irresponsible. But they actually had it was the drink of the week or the drink of the month, and they have the recipe out there. I don't know what the hell it was, and the ingredients, and you could make it yourself. It was really strange, and that was the preferred mezcal. So that was the first time I tried it, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I have much of a palate yet for all these mezcals. I know what I like.
Right.
I can tell you why I like it.
Right.
It was just, I don't know. It was okay.
I mean, you've had enough mezcal to say,
I think I've had enough that I can say things I really enjoy that I'd go back to. The Mal de Amor is definitely one, and all of them. And we just did a tasting with Southern California Whiskey Club, I don't know, 6 weeks ago or so. And
was it all Mal de Amor?
No, that was Elijah ran that. And it was a various mezcals, but we've done one with them, and it was a bunch of theirs, of the Mal de Amors, right? Or am I thinking of the one we just got samples from Sam? We got 3 or 4 samples from Sam.
Well, we got Mal de Amor. Yeah, we got 3 of them.
We got 3 of them. Maybe that's what I guess I was thinking of. But I've had some other ones too, and their whole line is at this mezcal restaurant, a walk-in restaurant, kind of famous here, called Madre. And they've got 10 of them up there, and one was a barrel pick from the owner, and it's So I know things I like and things that are just kind of right. Right. What's the green bottle one?
The Del Maguey. Del Maguey Vida.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I've only had 2 of those. The Pachuga was fantastic.
Yeah. My problem is I can't remember all the names because they're all they're all in another language.
They're all Latin. You think they're all like Spanish or something?
Spanish. Yeah.
Espanol. I don't know. I don't speak the language.
So
it's tough.
My daughter, as you know, is in Venice on a. She's doing a internship at the Guggenheim Museum, and she texts me occasionally about her going on. And one of the things she had to do was. Part of the internship is she has to do a talk, because she's kind of like a docent, kind of helping people in the, guarding one of the gallery rooms, or helping somebody coming in the door, a visitor.
Is she like a Swiss guard? Does she wear like the colorful uniform?
Yes.
Does she have like a ladris? Is that what it's called?
I don't know that. I do not know.
Well, and come on, man. That would be fun.
It would be.
Get a Renaissance on them.
She would not like the look. She had to do a talk.
It's coming back.
She had to do a talk with.
It's the thing in the Vatican.
She had to choose the topic, and I guess that she chose some artist that was being featured there, I guess. And I asked her if she was going to. She speaks fluent Italian, apparently, and apparently fluent English. And I asked her, "Are you going to do this in English or Italian?"
Not sure.
And she says, "I think I'm going to do it in French." I said, "French? What are you talking about?" Just because there's a lot of she's now a we of the Guggenheim. We get a lot of French tourists. So you're going to speak in French?
We.
Apparently she speaks French.
That's
so
funny.
I don't know. My wife tells me that she's actually our daughter is very, very fluent in Italian and gets along fine there. So
fascinating.
Yes, I can speak no Italian, so it'll be very interesting when I go there. And
you can barely speak English, my friend.
I can barely. So it'll be really fun watching me get around. Yes, no, yes.
It's fine. You know what? You're up in northern Italy, so there'll probably be plenty of people that speak English. Because what is the language of business?
Love.
Wow. Yeah, money.
money.
So yeah,
apparently it's mosquitoes.
What's that?
The language is mosquitoes.
Dude, I only know. Well, the problem is there's this little thing called screens, and they don't believe in them
My wife tells me this. Yes,
because they're all French doors or whatever you want to call it. They all open up like that. They're all those.
Don't they know about malaria?
It's like, dude, double hung windows and a flare and some screens. What's so hard about that? Freaking Italian.
We can't come into this century. We're still in the 13th century.
Oh, you don't get enough air. You need the fresh air. Fresh air. Fresh air.
They don't make the bread rise. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I don't make the bread.
Go to the
rise.
bakery and buy the bread.
Yeah, but those freaking mosquitoes. I told you. I just remember laying in this studio apartment that my cousin had in Milan. I had the chicken pox, and he's got the big doors. It was like starting to get warm, so the doors are open, and I'm just trying to fall asleep. And there's this one mosquito, and it's just like I was losing my mind.
You're making me.
But I was
crazy.
sick too, though. I didn't feel good either, so that didn't help.
I do not look forward to the mosquitoes. Not at all.
Uh-huh.
When I was
Here's a word for you. Zanzare.
What's that mean?
I think that's mosquitoes in Italian. They even sound mean,
right.
don't they?
It does sound mean. When I was with Jason and Joshua and Lee Zero in Scotland, we went for a couple days.
There's no mosquitoes up there, I
bet. You are so wrong. They
really?
They have midges, and they are nasty little guys. And we went to the Isle of Arran, and just bucolic, kind of a big island. And we're driving around, and we're not going to see the distillery till the next day. And we're sitting in front of on the veranda of our hotel, and before we go to dinner, and not really paying attention. I don't know, sometime during dinner, I realize I'm covered in midge bites. I had no idea. And I'm just miserable. This is like, we only have like a few more days. We're kind of at the end of the trip.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I think. And I'm just miserable. And I didn't bring anything. I knew about the midges and that
right.
Summertime is, their time. And we're in there in September. So,
just get some DEET. Just bring yourself some DEET.
So I had to go to the local apothecary and buy the
calamine lotion.
Whatever they gave me, some very nice woman,
they gave you whiskey.
And it helped.
They gave you whiskey.
I wish whiskey was a cure. It didn't help.
Now you know what it was? It was new make. They gave you like some new make.
Oh, rub that all over your body. That'd be fun.
Well, we said it before. It's a liniment. Can you imagine? Wouldn't that be a thing? That would be like the ultimate man spa, right? It's like here's your Talisker, and we're gonna give you a rub down with your Talisker. Why not?
That'll get you happy.
You'll smell fantastic. You might,
oh my God,
you'll probably fail a breathalyzer, but whatever. It's all good fun. It'll be good fun.
Oh man, that's funny.
What do you think? Should we shut this thing off and we can just continue to chat?
Yeah, we should shut off and
Should I run the credits again?
Sure, why not?
Let me run the credits again. Well, don't
they
leave.
Change?
No, but I'll run them again. Why not? For our captive audience.
That's right.
Captive. Let me run them again. All right, sir.
It's slave.
Don't go anywhere. We're gonna cut the live portion. We're gonna go to the green room. Got any snacks?
Okay.
Any
I got
snacks?
whiskey.
That's good enough. All right, that'll work. Welcome to the murder table. Cheers. Salud. Oh, cheers. No, cheers. Salud. Sir.
That's
Wrong
not
one.
fun.